Welcome back to Fortune Flow. I'm Sage, and tonight we're entering a different realm. We've completed the life path cycle 1 through 9, but some of you don't reduce. Some of you carry master numbers. And tonight, we begin with the most spiritual of all, master number 11. Think about the most intuitive person you know, the one who feels everything before it happens, who receives downloads, visions, messages, who channels something beyond themselves, who lights up rooms just by being present. They're electric, inspiring, gifted, but ask yourself this: are they okay? Do they seem overwhelmed, anxious, like they're receiving too much, feeling too much, channeling too much, like their own light is burning them alive? If the answer is yes, they're a master number 11. And this video is going to explain why the most spiritually gifted number is the one most destroyed by their own sensitivity. Because master number 11 is the illuminator, the spiritual messenger, the channel between worlds. And the 11's greatest tragedy is this: they carry so much light, so much energy, so much spiritual frequency that they can't ground it, they can't integrate it, they can't turn it off, and it destroys them. In numerology, master number 11 represents illumination, intuition, spiritual insight, and divine inspiration. Unlike the single-digit life path numbers, master numbers don't reduce. An 11 is not a 2. It's an 11. It carries double the energy, double the intensity, double the purpose. 11 seconds are spiritual conduits. They don't just have intuition. They are intuition. They receive information from dimensions most people don't even know exist. They feel energy. They see patterns. They know things they shouldn't know. They are here to illuminate, to inspire, to channel spiritual truth and bring it into the physical realm. They are teachers, healers, visionaries, but not in a gentle way, in an electric, overwhelming, can't be ignored way. And when a master number 11 is in their power, they are transcendent. They change lives just by existing. Their presence raises the frequency of entire rooms. They are proof that there's more to reality than what we see. But here's what almost no one tells the master number 11. Your gift is killing you. The light you carry is too bright. The energy you channel is too much. And you have no idea how to ground it, process it, or turn it off. So you're anxious, overwhelmed, overstimulated. You feel everything all the time, and it's destroying you. That is the shadow of the 11, the illuminator who's blinded by their own light, the channel who's drowning in what they're receiving. The master number 11 soul came into this world to illuminate, not just to be spiritual, to be the bridge, the channel, the lightning rod between the divine and the physical. 11 sins are naturally psychic, not in a performative way. They genuinely receive. They feel energy shifts before they happen. They know who's calling before the phone rings. They dream the future. They sense what people aren't saying. They have an extraordinary ability to inspire. When they speak, people listen, not because of what they say, but because of the energy behind it. They carry a frequency that wakes people up. 11s are also deeply visionary. They see possibilities others can't imagine. They think in systems, in patterns, in ways that feel ahead of their time. Because they are. They're tuned to what's coming, not what is. And when a master number 11 is in their power, they are transformative. They are the spiritual teachers who change paradigms, the healers who work miracles, the artists who channel something beyond themselves. They are proof that we are more than physical, that consciousness is real, that the divine exists. But here is what destroys the master number 11. They are receiving too much, feeling too much, channeling too much, and they don't know how to stop. Let me say that differently. The 11 is like a radio that can't turn off. They're constantly receiving signals from people, from energy, from the universe, and they have no filter, no protection, no off switch, so they're overwhelmed all the time. They feel everyone's emotions. They absorb energy from rooms. They pick up on things they don't want to know. They can't go to crowded places without being drained. They can't watch the news without feeling crushed. They can't just exist without being bombarded. This is the 11's deepest wound. Their gift is also their curse. The same sensitivity that makes them extraordinary makes them unable to function in normal life. So they self-medicate, they numb, they isolate, they try to dim their light just to survive. Because being this sensitive, this open, this tuned in is unbearable. Here's what that looks like. The 11 knows things they shouldn't know. They feel premonitions. They sense danger. They pick up on energy that others miss, and no one believes them. Or worse, people think they're crazy. So they learn to hide it. They stop talking about what they see. They doubt their own intuition. They think, maybe I am crazy. Maybe I'm making this up. Maybe I'm too sensitive. And the worst part? They can't ground the energy they receive. It comes through them, but they don't know what to do with it. So it stays, it builds, it overwhelms them until they burn out. That is the shadow of the 11, the illuminator who can't handle their own light, the channel who's drowning in what they're receiving. If you're a master number 11, tell me if this sounds familiar. You're overwhelmed by everything. Crowds drain you. Loud noises hurt. Other people's emotions feel like your own. You can't watch violence or suffering without absorbing it. The world feels like too much all the time. You know things you shouldn't know. You feel what's coming before it arrives. You sense energy in rooms. You pick up on lies, on hidden emotions, on things people aren't saying, and it exhausts you. You doubt your intuition constantly, even though you're always right, even though your gut is never wrong. You still question it, because trusting something you can't explain feels unstable. You struggle to ground. You live in your head, in visions, in possibilities. Being present in your body feels impossible. You're always somewhere else, receiving, channeling, processing. And here's the hardest part. You're lonely, profoundly lonely. Not because you're alone, but because no one understands. They can't feel what you feel. They can't see what you see. And explaining it makes you sound crazy. That is the pattern of the 11, gifted, overwhelmed, isolated by their own sensitivity. So here's what I need you to hear, Master number 11. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your intuition is not crazy. Your gifts are real. but you have to learn to manage them, to ground them, to protect yourself. The world needs your light. It needs your ability to see beyond the veil. It needs the messages you're receiving. But the world doesn't need you burned out, overwhelmed, destroyed by your own gifts. Here's the truth. You are not required to channel everything you receive. You are allowed to have boundaries, energetic boundaries, spiritual boundaries. You don't have to absorb everyone's pain. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be available to every frequency. You need grounding practices, not optional, essential. Your body is your anchor. Movement, nature, touch, these are not luxuries. They're survival tools for someone carrying your frequency. And you need to trust your intuition without needing external validation. Your gut is your compass. It doesn't need proof. It doesn't need logic. It's already right. The most powerful thing a master number 11 can do is learn to hold their light without being consumed by it, to channel divine energy without losing themselves in it, to illuminate others without burning themselves out. Now, if you're thinking, this just sounds like high sensitivity or anxiety, that's not numerology, that's HSP or trauma response. You're not entirely wrong. The profile of master number 11 does overlap with what psychologists call highly sensitive person or sensory processing sensitivity. But here's what makes the 11 unique. They're not just sensitive to stimuli. They're tuned to frequencies most people don't access. They're not just feeling their emotions. They're channeling collective energy, receiving spiritual information, operating on a different wavelength. The 11's pattern isn't dysfunction. It's the challenge of being a spiritual conduit in a physical body, of carrying high-frequency energy in a low-frequency world. The work is learning to ground that energy, to integrate it, to channel it without being destroyed by it. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Master number 11, what would change if you trusted your gifts and protected your energy? Not one or the other, both. What if you honored your sensitivity and set boundaries? What if you channeled divine energy and stayed grounded in your body? Because you are a master number 11. You came here to illuminate, to inspire, to bridge the spiritual and physical realms, to show people what's possible. But you cannot do that if you're burned out, overwhelmed, destroyed by your own gifts. The world needs your light, but it needs you whole, grounded, protected, capable of holding the frequency you came here to carry. Trust your intuition, protect your energy, ground your light, and illuminate without burning out. If you're a master number 11, drop an 11 in the comments and tell me, how do you protect your energy? I read every comment and I honor your sensitivity. If this video resonated, share it with the highly intuitive person in your life, the one who feels everything, the one who's overwhelmed by their gifts. They need to know they're not crazy. Next week, we're diving into master number 22, the master builder who's paralyzed by the vision. If you're a 22 or you love one, it's going to be profound. I am Sage. Stay blessed. Stay aligned. Peace and light.